The prevailing view of what makes a successful day trader is a lie. The unique thing about this lie is that it is believed not only by the vast majority of beginners, but also by most profitable day traders. The lie that strategy and technique are what make you money. Sounds crazy? Good. Strap in, because understanding what makes a profitable day trader will put you ahead of 90% of learning traders. The vast majority of day trading education teaches it as a list of rules and techniques that you follow. And if you follow them perfectly, you'll make money. In fact, some enterprising gurus have boiled down their rules and techniques into indicators that will give you an exact buy and sell signal, for a price, of course. Gurus and courses promise to teach you the strategy that made them successful, and if you just do what they say, you too will be profitable. It seems so easy, so simple. Here's where you, a smart trader, should start asking some pesky questions, like, if all you have to do to make money is follow some specific rule or strategy, why aren't 95% of traders profitable instead of the other way around? Why aren't we all millionaires? If there is a recipe to follow for profitability, why does psychology matter at all? If there are concrete rules or strategies to make money, why can't you just spend 5 minutes programming a script to take those trades automatically? These are all good questions, and ones that the prevailing view in day trading education simply can't answer. See, the gurus and the training courses are missing one key ingredient, one that makes their teaching methods almost useless without it. To show you what that is, we're going to use a metaphor. Let's pretend you win the lottery tomorrow and decide that because you're now rich, you need to do what all rich people do: play golf. So you buy a set of clubs, put on a polo and khakis for some reason, and head out to the driving range. On the way, you watch a YouTube video on how to drive a golf ball, and in about 20 minutes, and thanks to the 21st century's insane access to information, you now know almost the same amount of info on how to drive a ball that Tiger Woods does. Now, we know that will not make you a good driver. That information is essentially useless because you haven't actually put any time into driving balls. You need to drive tens of thousands of golf balls until you've developed feel. No amount of information, technique, or instruction will ever take the place of that. And if somebody ever told you that they could teach you a special technique that would make you a pro golfer in a few months, you'd know that they were lying to you. But this is how day trading is taught. Here are some techniques, here's a recipe for success, just follow it, and you'll make money. And very few ever acknowledge the importance of developing a feel for the markets, the intuition that can't be taught, but only developed over long hours of watching price action. Strategy is simply a lens with which to view price action. It's not what makes you money. Your highly trained brain is what makes you money. This is where most beginners go wrong, and why gaining a correct understanding on this topic will set you far ahead of the rest of the pack. Most beginning traders spend years hopping between different strategies. This makes sense given how these strategies are taught. If the strategy is what makes you money, and you don't make money using a specific strategy, the obvious conclusion is that the strategy itself is flawed. So on to the next one. Unfortunately, this means that the trader never actually gets enough experience at that strategy to make money with it. They're the golfer who changes up their technique every time they're at the range, hits one golf ball a week, and then wonders why they're not getting any better. To understand this more fully, we need to understand implicit versus explicit learning. Explicit learning is conscious memorization of rules or techniques. Think math, or learning vocabulary words for another language. Implicit learning is learning that you're not conscious of. Think learning social skills or a language as a child. You didn't try to learn these, you just did by experiencing them over and over again. And the craziest part of these skills is that often you don't even know that you know them. Here's a great example for native English speakers. Adjectives are descriptors. They describe the things around us, such as tall, brown, loud, and so on. Well, did you know that when you list multiple adjectives, there's a specific rule for what order they should go in? For instance, quantity goes first, size goes after, color goes after that, and so on. Now, you likely didn't know that. You were never taught that in school. But the second I say the green big truck, you'll notice how wrong it sounds. It should be the big green truck. You can't explain why. You were never taught that. You just know. Many activities take a mix of the two to become proficient, such as sports, instruments, or even sales. Yeah, there are general rules and strategies to follow, but at the end of the day, the best practitioners are those who've paired their explicitly learned techniques with tons of implicitly learned skills, ones that they could not easily explain to an outsider, or even themselves. Messi could try to explain how he knew to kick his foot at exactly 5 degrees at 23 miles an hour to hit the goal, but at the end of the day, he couldn't. He has so much implicitly learned knowledge that he doesn't even know why. It just felt right. He's kicked tens of thousands of soccer balls and has trained his subconscious brain to recognize things that his conscious brain doesn't even know. The main problem with most day trading education is that it's taught as an explicitly learned skill. Here's the rules, memorize them, do them, and make money. What we would like to suggest is that the majority of day trading success comes from the implicitly learned skills. That all successful day trading strategies are at least partially discretionary. All successful traders are those who've watched so much price action that they've developed a feel that is hard to explain. An interesting problem that arises is that even most successful traders misunderstand why they're profitable. Many of them think that it's because of their amazing strategy or because they follow their rules so closely. They think beginners can't make money because they're using a bad recipe or because they simply refuse to do the correct thing. But when you watch these traders in the market, you'll realize how large a role intuition plays in their training. They won't take certain trades even though their system says it's good. Our brain is really good at finding patterns in hindsight, and so most of the time, the role intuition played is ignored and instead replaced by jargon, such as, I didn't take that trade because an FVG was close to the SMA followed by a Dragonfly Doji, and I'm falling asleep. Most people don't want to embrace the ambiguity of intuition because it doesn't feel as smart. People like the concreteness and simplicity of just following a list of rules and making money. But if it were that easy, we'd all be millionaires. A beginning trader who recognizes the role that intuition plays in their ultimate success will be far ahead of their peers and will revolutionize their trading. Shifting this mindset will help you maintain focus and not hop between strategies. You'll know that the strategy itself isn't what makes you money, your brain is. This will keep you from getting jittery the second you have a losing streak and chasing the shiny new technique that somebody online is pushing. It will keep you optimistic and help push you through bad times. It takes a massive weight off your shoulders when you recognize that you simply haven't put enough time in to be profitable. Of course you haven't made money yet. Why would you? Use these losing seasons to put in the reps. One of the best things about this concept is that it naturally leads to a lot of other helpful and unique conclusions, such as candlestick patterns are useless. Trading low timeframes is better for beginners, not worse. Indicators are slowing down your progress. We're going to dive into each of these and more in the coming weeks. Until then, thanks for listening, and leave a review or subscribe if you think we've earned it.